Inside this box are two brand new Titleist drivers for 2021, which may or may not be for me. And as you can tell, I've already had a peek. Let's do it. And let's do it now. You see, you all expected me to throw that down, didn't you? Hi everyone, James Robinson here, guys. We're getting pretty much straight into it today. Today we have two brand new offerings from Titleist. Well, I say brand new, you may have known they were coming. We have the TSI1 and the TSI4 driver, and today we're going to give them a go. Now, I've got to say that personally, I think these drivers look very good. They're definitely, if I can get these off of here, they're definitely designed for a totally different caliber of golfer, one of which the TSI4 is an ultra low spin, small headed driver designed for a really confident, well, golfer. And the other one is a really big headed, easy to launch, high spin monster for people who are maybe getting into the game or people who are wanting to just get a little bit more ball speed a little bit more easily. I've got a feeling this might find its way into either my dad's hands or my fiance's hands. I'll just let them fight over trying it, I think. Today we're going to focus more on head cover wise, by the way, they are exactly the same as the TSI 2 and 3. One thing which I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure that you guys will be sure about, is the time of the release of these. Titleist did this last time with the TS3 and TS2, then brought out TS1 and TS4. I mean, you probably were expecting these coming. I was expecting them coming definitely on the basis that the TSI1 was great and the TSI4, I'm not sure it was for everyone, but for the people who wanted that small-headed, low-spinning driver, it was pretty much the perfect driver. But if you've just bought a TSI3 or a TSI2 and you didn't think they were coming, don't know how you'd feel. Like, don't know how you'd feel. Oh, bit of right mess. So just like in TSI2 and TSI3, the TSI4 and TSI1, that was always going to happen, wasn't it? I had a mouthful as well then. So just like the TSI2 and the TSI3, the TSI4 does feature the aerospace grade ATI 425 face insert. And for me, that was one of the really big talking points about the TSI3 and TSI2, the sound that you get off it, because TSI3 sounded remarkable. And the 3-wood did as well, but we'll come to that. So hopefully we will get the same audio feedback from TSI4 that we do TSI3. And actually, I'm hoping for big things from this. I will run through exactly what technology is in there to bring that spin down and just to make it more player's driver. Right, first go, TSI4, small head. And audio-wise, straight away, very, very nice. That's carrying 272, we've got a 2996 spin. And Titleist do say that the TSI4 does have around 250 RPM less than TSI3, so it should bring that spin down ever so slightly. That one's still actually spun close to 3,000. It is the first kind of shot of the test, but I have had a pretty decent warm-up, so we should be getting pretty much straight into the bones of these shots, hopefully. Titleist also claimed that as well as an increased launch of half a degree from the current TS4, this TSI4 should spin at around 130 RPM less than TS4. So if you're starting to say that things don't progress, we'll have to test that and find out, won't we? Because that's quite a big claim. That was a horrible necky shot, and it's actually done really well. It's definitely a 4F. We're not swinging at our best today, but this is what worries me about this kind of driver. When you're swinging well, they're amazing, they're fantastic. They look really small, you're full of confidence, your playing partners are like, wow, that thing looks like my 3-wood. But when you put that swing on it, actually that one's not done too bad. I'm quite happy with how that has performed. But looking over there, because that's where the computer screen is. Now, this TSI4 is for a specific caliber of player. I'm not sure if it's for me. I think if I was playing really well, I'd love to game something like this. But if I wasn't, like, imagine just hitting high bombs with this like Adam Scott. Oh, that was phenomenal. That was really nice. That one was actually out the middle, and that's pretty much on the line. Adam Scott, who's he? Straight in the bag. So as well as less spin and more launch, the Titleist TSI4 does feature 6% predicted lower drag force because of its increased aero shape. And looking down it, you can kind of see that because it does look absolutely tiny. Right, let's try and neaten this dispersion up. We're going to hit a load of shots here. No! That's not the one you want. Pull it! But we do keep all these in, so there's that. We're not just cherry picking. Come on, you're better than that. Well, you're not, but. You see, when you do get this, like that to me wasn't a knuckleball, it wasn't a low spin bullet, but it's out there at 279, it spun at 2,900 and it felt really solid. When you do middle this, if I was guaranteed to middle this 60% of the time, maybe a bit more, I'd game it. I definitely would. At the moment, we're more like, we're not quite there, but we're not quite there. It's going to be interesting to hit a few with TSI 1 just for a laugh, just for a bit of fun, see what we can get out there. This is definitely a lower ball flight than I have been getting with other clubs. Oh, that's incredible. That was nice. That was really nice. And again, the spin isn't ridiculously low. It isn't like a 1,000 something spin. That's nigh on 3,000. Yeah. Yeah. So I hear what you're all saying. If I hit the fairway 60% of the time, should I game this? Should I put it in? Am I good enough for this? You guys let me know. We all hit bad shots, don't we? But oh, again. That one's the first one that's gone particularly high. And again, the spin wasn't stupidly low. I could game that though. Like looking down at it, you know, once you get used to it, the head size doesn't really affect you. I think if you go from a 460cc head into the TSI 4 head, that's when you start to maybe get the kind of heebie-jeebies a little bit, but like looking down at it, not bad. You know what, we've hit 7 shots there, and we've only really hit 2 bad ones, which as a test for me isn't too bad. We've got 3 more to go, we're gonna hit 10. Let's keep these 3 on the fairway and really give us something to think about. Okay, we'll keep the next 2 on the fairway. That's fair enough, isn't it? Oh dear. Nice big high draw. Yep. Right now, before we hit this last shot with the TSI 4, I'm going to tell you how I think, how I feel like it feels. I got muddled between my words there, but we'll leave it in. I feel like it sounds very, very good when you get it out the middle. And when I haven't got it out the middle, I'm actually surprised as to how it's maintained its ball speed, maintained its spin, and I mean, they all go offline when you don't quite get them right, don't they? But I don't feel like I've lost too much distance, which maybe with the smaller clubs in the past may have happened. Right, last shot, we're going to step on this, we're going to carry it 280. Because with a club like this, you're always going to have that big one where you try and wind up, aren't you? Oh, that's how I need to swing every time, apparently. Got a little bit left, but not bad. Right, that's 10 shots hit with the Titleist TSI 4. And just before we check out how that did perform, there's a small matter of a couple of shots with this. Now the TSI 1 obviously isn't in my specs. It's not designed for a golfer like me, although it is designed for people who want to keep the ball in play and want it easy to launch. I've got it in 10 degrees. I've also got it in an Ascent 40 gram regular shaft. And this, I think, could be perfect for, like I said, either my dad or Laura. My dad games TS1 and loves it. So if you're in the market for something which is easy to launch, could it be perfect? This is 40 grams lighter than a standard driver. Even the grip is a 360 light grip. The CG is more face-centered, so it should be easy to launch. I'm not necessarily going to go after... You know what? The head shape looks amazing. Tell you what, that head looks really good. Okay, so it's not going to keep the ball in play. That's spinning at 4,000. I'm not going to waste too much of your time with this, but I definitely think... I personally think they'll probably sell more TSI 1s than TSI 4s, because there's more players who want it easier to launch than who want to drag that spin rate down, or should want it easier to launch than should want to drag the spin down. Yeah, that's... fair to say it's not for me. We'll do more testing with this with people. Right, 10 shots hit with the Titleist TSI4. How does it perform? I really enjoyed this. Let's take a look. Right, TSI1, just to cover the bases. Yeah, not, like I said, not for me, but we will do more with that. TSI4. Now, I've hit 3 bad shots there. I'm going to hold my hands up. 10 shots generally, people are going to hit a couple of bad ones. So they're whatever they are. That as a grouping, apart from that, I mean, I do aim down the right-hand side of holes. You may, that may surprise you, it may not, but I do. So actually my group in there isn't that bad if I was to kind of throw a blanket over those ones. And for me, if we look at the numbers, they're all there or thereabouts. And you'll see that if we go down to the averages, 273, total 277, 108.4 club head speed, just shy of 160 ball speed, average smash of 147, an average spin at 3,031, which actually goes against what Titleist claim this club's for. This club is a low spin, mid-launch driver. And I wonder, because when I tested TS4 last year, the year before, I didn't really get on with it. It was too low spin, it dipped out of the air. So subconsciously, whether I've swung a little bit different to try and get a little bit more spin on it, to try and keep it in the air, I don't really know. Obviously, if it's subconscious, I can't really tell you. But when you do go for a fit-in, and your fitter slid this into your hands and said, right, just have a go with that, let's see what it does to the numbers, and doesn't necessarily tell you what it is, would it act differently? There's a big question there, I'm not 100% sure. But for me, I liked that, and I didn't think it was as difficult to hit as maybe I thought. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. I certainly don't think it's going to be for even your mid to low handicap golfers, because the TSI3 is such a good driver. It just kind of does what it says. I think I probably would rather game TSI3 than TSI4, just because it gives me a little bit more visual help, I think, a little bit kind of bigger head. I do love the shape of the TSI3 head, although the TSI1 head does look fantastic as well, so there's that. Guys, hit those comments below. What do you think about the Titleist TSI4? Could you see yourself using it? Do you think you're good enough for it? And do you want to see me test it against a TSI3 and see exactly what we can get with that? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to see my dad or Laura, anyone test TSI1, then let us know as well. I probably will, because I think they'll make some really good videos. Laura's testing now, she's loving it, yeah? So apart from that, see you tomorrow. Bye.